Hello, my name is Akim Agbaje. I'm a real estate expert. I teach people real estate. I guide people towards how to invest and where not to invest. I guide people towards real estate investing. Those things they need to do when they are doing their real estate properties, and those things they need to avoid when they are going into real estate investment. I also guide professional real estate investors who are looking at buying hectares of land, who are looking at establishing estates. I guide them towards to do. For over 20 years experience, I've gathered so much that I have so much to tell. I remain your host, Akim Agbaje. Hello viewers, I'm Akim Agbaje as usual, and we are looking at issues related to real estate. Today we are going to be looking at a very important topic, and very important that everybody just needs to listen to it. This is the issue of choosing a lawyer. Who is a lawyer in a transaction, and what role do they actually play in a transaction? What are the limitations of a lawyer? What are the things lawyers do, and what are the things they are supposed to do that they are not doing? These are the things we are going to look at. Like, you know me, I've always said it is very, very important for you to have a lawyer in your transaction. Don't try to close a transaction without a lawyer. Don't try to close a transaction without your attorney. This is not advisable. It is most advisable for you to have a lawyer in any transaction, no matter how small or how big it is. You need a lawyer in dealing with buyers or sellers. This is very, very crucial in real estate investment. So now we'll be looking at what are the importance of a lawyer in a transaction. Then at the tail end, we are going to be looking at what are the things that lawyers are supposed to do that they are not doing in real estate. And how are you supposed to guide your lawyer? These are the things we really need to look at in real estate in this series that we are looking at. Now, firstly, a lawyer is very, very important and very, very relevant in any real estate transaction. He is the person, or she is the person, that will help you scrutinize the seller of any transaction. You can't really do it on your own. These are people who have been trained to do so. So it is very important that once you have gone to visit a place that you actually want to buy, and you have seen it and you love it and you want to make a payment for it, the next thing for you to do is to hand over the transaction to your surveyor or your lawyer. Your lawyer and your surveyor are the ones that would actually finish up the job for you. So a lawyer is very, very important in a transaction. It will help you to know whether the documents that these people are portraying, that they are presented to you, maybe it is true or false. It is a lawyer that will help you to take it to any government institution to check, to verify the ownership of the land or the house or the property, whatever. So if you have a lawyer, once you have the documents with you, the lawyer transfers the documents to his surveyor to do the land verification, or the lawyer will go directly and go and do his the paper verification. If it's a deed of assignment and it is a recorded deed of assignment, or it has been recorded in any government establishment, a lawyer goes there to check, to verify maybe it is true or it is fake. So it is very, very important for you to go along with a lawyer if you are doing any real estate transaction. Like I said, after all said and done, it is the lawyer that will prepare the documentation for you. We have seen cases where you prepare a document, and by the time you want to obtain a CFO or a governor consent or whatever for your title, you find out that they will tell you that the documentation is wrong. So you have to go back to the seller again. Then in most cases, that means you are going to be paying a double amount for that. So to avoid such embarrassment, to avoid such a major error, you need to go along with a lawyer. The lawyers, they actually know how to prepare these documents. Your deed of assignment, your deed of transfer, your receipt, all these things, they have been trained to do so. So always, don't say because I want to give a lawyer 10% or 20% or whatever, you don't want to do with a lawyer because you don't want to part with the money. It is penny wise, pounds foolish. You are definitely going to make a big loss at the end of the day, because you can fall into hands of scammers, you can fall in the wrong hand, you may be buying the wrong documents that they have presented to you, and you have made a payment, then it will be too late. So it is very, very important that in case, again, if you have an issue with that property, with the house you have bought, with the property you have bought, or with the land you have bought, it is a lawyer that will do the litigations for you. He is the person that will represent you in such a case, because he was there when he bought the land for you. He knows them, he knows the people that bought it for you, he has verified it for you, so he's going to be the person that will be responsible. Then let me tell you again, if you contract a lawyer to do a job for you, at the end of the day, the people that sold the land for you are not the people that are supposed to sell it. The lawyer is to be blamed. It is not your problem, it's the problem of the lawyer. It is not, in fact, you are supposed to sue the lawyer because he's supposed to do an investigation to confirm, to know quite well that the people that are selling are the actual owners. It is his job. So he's the one that will carry the liability for you. So don't get me wrong, a lot of people have bought wrong land from different people, and at the end of the day they find out that they bought from the wrong people. At the end of the day, you are still going to pay the same lawyer again to carry out litigations for you. It's wrong. The lawyer is liable for it because he has failed in his duty to do the job, except if otherwise he has told you that, look, you are taking a risk, and he will give you a document to sign. That is, that means you are buying it at your own risk. Then that's fine. But if he comes and give you a clean slate and say the land is good, and at the end of the day you end up having problems with the land, then you have to hold your lawyer very responsible. A lot of people don't know this, and this is why I'm saying it. You need to hold your lawyer responsible for any failure in any transaction if you have given him the go ahead to do a verification. That's why they are collecting money. That money is not free money. They are collecting money because they want to carry out a duty for you. They want to verify the land for you. That's why they are doing the job. So let's move on. What are the things they are going to lose if you don't go along with the lawyer? You don't have the technical capability. You are not trained to investigate a property. You are not trained to carry out investigation. Most lawyers are investigative lawyers, so they know who is telling the truth and who is telling the lie. Like if you are in a court of law, the judge, after all evidence, after all evidence have been tabled before him, he knows the facts of the matter. So the lawyers, they actually knows the fact of the matter. So you need to go along with that, because if you don't go along, you don't have the experience. Because some landowners, some property owners or estate sellers will just come to you and tell you, look, we are selling this land, it's good, it's a good place, and you just pay. You did not even investigate. You did not even know maybe they have actually paid 100% for the land. You did not even know maybe the land does not even belong to them. You don't know all these things. You don't know maybe the documentation they are giving you is right or wrong. So these are the things you need. That is one of the reasons you need to go along with a lawyer if you are doing your transaction. And these documents that they have given you, do you know how to verify it? Some people have been in this field for quite some time. These are professional investors. The cases of those ones are different. But if you are a one-time buyer or a two-time buyer, you just want to buy one or two places, you need to go with a lawyer, because if you are given a CFO, a governor consent, an allocation letter from government, or a gazette from a community, you need to verify. There are fake ones. There are fake surveys, there are fake CFO, there are fake deed of assignment, there are even fake governor consent. You need to go along with your lawyer. These are the people that will determine if those things are correct or they are genuine or not. So if you are just saving some few hundreds of naira, some few dollars, and you say you want to save that money, or you want to save 1 million, you want to save 500,000 because you don't want to go with a lawyer, you can do it by yourself, then you should know that you are taking a very, very big risk, and you are likely going to make a loss at the end of the day. Because a lot of people, if you don't go with a lawyer, you can prepare your deed of assignment, it will have errors at the end of the day. How do you want to correct it? That means you have to go back to the buyer. You have to go back to the seller of that property. If you go back to the seller of that property, he will still charge you an extra money for resigning the document for you. And how are you sure that these people are still going to be alive? Maybe it's going to be their children. Then they will have to tell you, look, you have to buy that property again, because we don't have. My brother have traveled to somewhere, he's not around. My guy, the man that sold it is dead, and there is nobody to sign. They'll start giving you excuses. At the end of the day, you're going to have a problem with that property. That is why it is very important to go along with your lawyer. And finally, if you have a dispute, if there are arguments, if there are problems with the land, it is your lawyer that will have to stand for you. We have seen it's your lawyer that have to stand for you. Now, this some few things happen. Things they happen. Now, a lawyer is the one that closed the transaction for you. At the end of the day, he was there, he collected his fee, you gave him money, he made a lot of money in that transaction, he has gone with his professional fee. Then after a few years, you now have a problem with the land. Maybe those who sold the land for him that he closed, they now came back to you and say, look, that land is not is not the people that sold it for you are not the real owners. Then they started having problem with you. You now call your lawyer on phone, say, barrister K, I have a problem with this land that you bought for me. Say, hey, and so is that so? Okay, I'm coming. He comes to your place, he meets the people told him, man, you bought fake land. Then the matter was transferred to the police station. Don't be surprised. A lot of lawyers, you will call them and tell them, look, sir, now barrister, you please meet me at zone D. We have a problem there. The people are there. We want to hold the meeting. You say, yes, I'm in the court right now. I will not be able to make it. The following day you call him again. So, yes, I'm out of town. I'm not available. The third time you call him again, no, forget it. A lot of them will not come back to you. Because, like my people say in Yoruba, when you have problems, you see people that will not stand by you. That is what some lawyers do. They will help you to close transaction. When you have a problem with that transaction, you don't see them again. And that is why you see a lot of people don't want to go along with lawyers in their transaction, because they know if the problem happens, he's going to abandon you. How many lawyers have stood by their clients and helped them to fight land matters? Instead of that, they will still be calling for fee to stand for you when they are the one that is supposed to be paying you compensation. If any lawyer does that to you, go and sue that lawyer, because you gave him fee to do investigation for you, to check if the land is good or not, to check if the people who are selling the land are the real owners who are selling it, to check if the title that they claim that they have, CO for governor consent, is really correct. He charged you and you gave him the money. At the end of the day, it became a total failure. You are supposed to sue him. He is responsible. You are supposed to sue him. You are supposed to sue him. If you don't do that, go to the bar. They have an association. Let them go there. They will give him. There are disciplinary measures for things like that. If he abandons you, you need to deal with him. You need to sue him. You are not even supposed to pay him fees anymore because he has failed in his duty. So these are the things. If you are contracting a job to a lawyer, know the reason why you are giving him the job. You are giving him the job because you don't want to fail, because you don't want to do it on your own, because he is a professional and he can handle that. So these are the things. In all, make sure you go with a lawyer. Transfer your liability to your lawyer. If anything goes wrong, it is the responsibility of your lawyer. If you do it on your own, if anything goes wrong, then you are doomed. That is it. That means you have lost your money. You can't hold anybody responsible for it. But if you are giving your duty, your responsibility to a lawyer, then fine, he will fight the case for you. These are one of the reasons why you need to go with a lawyer. You need to transfer your liability to them. You need to transfer, because they have been trained to do that. They have been trained to do that. In real estate properties, in real estate transaction, you can't pay a lawyer to do verification for you. At the end of the day, you bought the land from scammers. So what is his responsibility? So like I've said, these are the things that happens. Then in some cases, some lawyers don't even know how to close transactions. Once they go to landowners or property owners and there is a disparity in statements, they are supposed to investigate and find out what is the issues. In some cases, you might be dealing with illiterates who don't even know how to read and write. Ask them one question, they will be telling you stories. So some lawyers are not patient enough to find out what is the real issue in this matter. So if you take them to one property that you want to buy that you love, you have seen it, you love it, they'll tell you it's not good. If you go to another one, they tell you you want to buy, they tell you the people are scammers. You tell them to the third one, they tell you the title is not good. And in most cases, when they tell you, at times when they tell you the title is not good, some of them don't even go to government offices to check these things. Some of them don't even go there to verify these things. Some of them don't even know how to verify these things. You see, a good lawyer works with a surveyor. The duty of a surveyor is to check if the land is good or not. The duty of a lawyer is also to check if the titles, the CFO, the government consent that they have given you is genuine or not. If it is genuine or not, and the people who are presenting it, are they the real representative of that title? So these are the things, these are the duties of a lawyer. So in some cases, you take them to several places. Instead of them to tell you, look, Oga, I can't really handle this job, I don't know how to go about it, they keep on knocking off the transaction. That is why it is very important for you to know your lawyer. Know your lawyer. Make sure the lawyer you are choosing has a very good experience. Make sure he has years of experience, and let there be records of what he has done, the transaction he has done. Go and get a recommendation from somebody. Let them tell you about the lawyer. Don't just call any lawyer and tell him to come and close transaction for you. It is as if just calling any other person to follow you there and close the transaction, because he may even be the person that will give you a problem in that transaction. You see, at times we go to some places, you want to close transactions, the kind of questions that some professional lawyers will ask is so foolish and so stupid enough that you, who is a professional real estate expert, will know that this lawyer is not experienced. But because of the ethics of the job, you cannot actually tell him his job. So at times we leave them to their own. But for those of them who are upcomings, they keep asking us, Oga, how do we go about these things? We advise them, we tell them what to do, and at the end of the day, they gain a lot of experience in the sector. So you have to know your lawyer. It is very, very important. You have to conclude, and like I said, it is important for you to conclude a transaction with a lawyer. If you are, look, well, I've seen cases of professional investors. I'm not talking about somebody who is just buying one place or two places. I'm talking of people who wants to buy something in a large quantity. Professional investors who buy and sell all the time. You find out that most of them don't go along with lawyers, because they, as a businessman, a lawyer as somebody that goes with the rule. Now, if you are a professional investor and you have seen somewhere you want to buy and you like the place, and your instincts as a businessman is telling you that this place I want to buy is okay, then just advise your lawyer, despite all the investigation that he has done. If he says the transaction is not good, say, okay, let him present the papers, let him present the proof. If you are sure of, if your instinct is telling you that that thing is good, then just tell him to prepare a document. Let him prepare a paper so that you can sign and say, I am Mr. So and so, I am buying this land, I'm buying this property on my own, and I'm ready to take the 100% risk no matter what happens after the purchase of the transaction, so that at the end of the day, you don't go and take that lawyer, you don't go and sue that lawyer, you don't go and take that lawyer and say he's the one that is responsible for the sale, because you bought it on your own as a businessman. Like the rules, the higher your risk, the higher your profit, the lower your risk, the lower your profits as a businessman. So the rules does not apply to a lawyer. So if you find yourself in such circumstances, just tell your lawyer to prepare a document that you want to buy it, you are the one that is paying it, you want to buy it, and the liability is your own, the risk is your own. And lawyers too, if you find yourself in circumstances like that, tell your clients, do a paper for your clients, let them sign that they are going to carry the liability by themselves, so that at the end of the day you don't have a problem when you have closed the transaction. But in general, I will subscribe to the fact that you need to go with a lawyer. But all you need to do, you need to know your lawyer. Make sure your lawyer is someone who is experienced. Make sure he actually knows what he's doing. So these are the things you need to know if you are dealing with a lawyer in any transaction. The next time we are going to be looking at real estate agents, real estate professionals. What are their roles in real estate, and what are the problems they are causing in the real estate sector? We are going to be looking at these issues, and I believe it's going to be very beneficial. And like I said, information is power. Information is power. Information is knowledge, and when you have the knowledge, you have the power. I remain your host, Akim. Agbaje.